بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن أنس رضي الله عنه قال كنا إذا صلينا خلف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بالظهائر سجدنا على ثيابنا اتقاء الحر متفق عليه ولفظه للبخاري. Narrated from Anas radiallahu anhu said that when we used to recite Salah behind Nabi Karim Sallam, the Zohar Salah, we would make a sajda upon our clothes out of abstaining from the heat. Muttafaqun alayhi. And this is the words of Bukhari. Right. According to Ahnaf, because this hadith is a proof for them, because they say you can make sajda on your clothes that's attached to you. Imam Shafi Rahmullah says it's not permissible to make sajda on your clothes that's attached to you. So therefore, what he says is this means that there was a separate cloth. There was a separate cloth which the Sahaba Ikram had, which they would put down to save themselves from the heat of the floor. Right. Then the second thing that's mentioned here is that it means that they made salah when it was very hot. So that would be proof for those who say that you make zohar when it's very hot. So we say that sometimes the ground is hot, even though you make it a bit cooler, the ground is hot also. At the later time that you're making zohar, the ground could still be hot. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا اشتد الحر فأبردوا بالصلاة وفي رواية للبخاري عن أبي سعيد بالزهري فإن شدة الحر من فيح جهنم واشتكت النار إلى ربها فقالت ربي أكل بعضي بعضا فأذن لها بنفسين نفس في الشتاء ونفس في الصيف أشد ما تجدون من الحر وأشد ما تجدون من الزمهرير متفق عليه. وفي رواية البخاري فأشد ما تجدون من الحر فمن سمومها وأشد ما تجدون من البرد فمن زمهريرها. Narrated Abu Hurairah said, Nabi Karim said that when the heat is severe, then make the Zohar, make the Salah cool. And in one riwayat for Bukhari from Abu Sa'id, make the Zohar cool. Right? Because the severity of the heat is from the steam of Jahannam. Right? And the Jahannam complained to its Rabb, and he said, "Oh my Rabb, part of me is eating the other part." So Allah Ta'ala gave it permission to take two breaths. One breath in winter and one breath in summer. And the most severe of that which you find from heat is because of that, right? And the most severe of that which you find from the cold, right? And for riwayat Bukhari, and the most of the severe of that which you find from the heat is from the hot wind, right? And the most severe of that which you find from the cold is from its bitter cold, right? So also in right. So here we see now that because of the fire raging so heavy, right? That's part of it was eat. In other words, each portion of the fire is trying to outdo their counterpart. So therefore they trying to be the hottest. So therefore they are pushing one another out, right? Now we know that the heat that we experience is from the sun, right? So what does it mean here? That the heat is from this here, the wind. So we say the actual heat is from the sun, but so the one answer is the actual heat is from the sun, but the severity or the hot that you feel, that's actually the effect of this wind here or this breath of Jahannam. You understand it? And then then the other point here is that so how come Jahannam is all what's the name? You understand? So how do you get the cold? So they say it means that so it says here that so the fire is complained, right? The fire is complained, uh, uh, and so how are you getting cold from the fire then? So they say no, the fire here means Jahannam, and in Jahannam there's a section which is ice cold also. So that's a portion where which affects the cold. Nevertheless, if we look at this hadith here now, and there are many other hadiths to back it up to show that to read Zohar, make Zohar but cool is afzal, is better. وعن أنس رضي الله عنه قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يصلي العصر والشمس مرتفعة حية فيذهب الذاهب إلى العوالي فيأتيهم والشمس مرتفعة وبعض الأوالي من المدينة على 4 أميال أو نحوه متفق عليه. Dari from Anas said Nabi Karim would recite Asr and the sun was still high and still strong. And then a person would go to Awali and he would come to them and the sun was still high. And parts of Awali from Medina are 4 miles or similar to it. Muttafaqun alayh. Right. Awali is the Jama of Aliyah, right? This is the higher portion, just outside Medina, where it goes a bit, there's an incline. You understand it? Those villages or those area, that area is called Awali. It's on the road to Masjid Bani Quraiza. وأنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم تلك صلاة المنافق يجلس يركب الشمس حتى إذا اصفرت وكانت بين قرني الشيطان قام فنقر 4 لا يذكر الله فيها إلا قليلا. Narrated from Anas radiallahu anhu said that Nabi Kareem Sallallahu says that is the salat of a munafiq who sits and he waits for the sun until when it is yellow. In other words, that time when you can look into it, the makruh time. And it is between the 2 horns of shaitan. And then he stands up and then he knocks 4 rakats. He doesn't remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in it except a little. What it means that he knocks 4 rakats here now is that he makes his 4 rakats without itminan and without ease. He rushes through it. You understand? Right. So like that, to itminan is wajib, right? In all salahs. But here especially they mentioned the asr salah because the ayat says, Hafizu ala salawati was salatil wusta. And the mother salah, you must protect, especially on the mother salah, make muhafaza of it. In other words, read it on its time and be punctual at it. Right? Moulana Mazhar Rahmatullah, he says that if a person now makes his asr at this makruh time here, then he is resembling the munafiqeen by doing that. He's resembling the munafiqeen by doing that. You must see that you make asr before the makruh time sets in. وعن ابن عمر رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الذي تفوته صلاة العصر فكأنما وتر أهله وماله متفق عليه. Ibn Umar رضي الله عنه says that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that the person who the asr salah must him, he must his asr salat. So it's as though he lost his entire family and his wealth was destroyed. So just as a person would fear losing his wealth and his family, you understand? Similarly, he should fear missing asr. He should have that same fear for missing asr. When Buraidah radiallahu qala qala Rasulullah sallallahu man taraka salat al-asr faqad habita amalu. Buraidah radiallahu said Nabi Kareem said whoever leaves out salatul asr, then his amal is all destroyed. So this hadith here outwardly shows that a person here who leaves out Salatul Asr, then all his amal is destroyed. Whereas that is not the case, hakikatan, right? Because a person's amal is only destroyed when it becomes a murtad, right? So what it rather means is that he misses out on all the reward, right? The reward of the Asr, reading the Asr on time, and all the extra rewards, he is deprived of that, and obviously the qaza will not make up in reward for that. You understand it? Whenever you must say faraz, like you must say fast, you can never make up, even though you make the qaza, but the reward you won't achieve, right? So when a person becomes a murtad, all his a'mal is destroyed, right? So much so that if a person had made hajj, and after making a hajj, he became a murtad, then when he enters into Islam again, he must make Hajj again. Right. When Rafi ibn Khudayj قال كنا نصلي المغرب مع رسول الله فينصرف أحدنا وإنه لا يبصر مواقع نبله متفق عليه. As narrated from Rafi ibn Khudayj radiallahu anhu, he said that we used to recite Maghrib Salah with Nabi Kareem sallallahu, then one of us would turn around, and indeed he would be able to see the place or the falling place of his arrow, which means it was still light. You understand? So which means they made Maghrib quickly, and they would finish up, and it was still light. You could still see. And this unanimously, it's according to all the ulama, that you must make Maghrib in on awal waqt. أول مغرب must be made quickly. وأن عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت كانوا يصلون الأتمة فيما بين أن يغيب الشفق إلى ثلث الليل الأول متفق عليه. So from Aisha رضي الله عنها said that they used to recite Isha Salat in that which is between the twilight disappearing until until uh, uh, the first one third of the night. Muttafaqun alayh, right? So the Aisha radiallahu anha, she called it Atama. That was because either she didn't know, either this was before Nabi Karim prohibited, or either she didn't know that Nabi Karim prohibited him. You calling Isha Atama. And we have already mentioned that the Mukhtar time, right, of Isha would be until one third of the night. So basically, the Mukhtar time of Isha is whenever there is the whatever is convenient for the people. When you get the most Jamaat, that would be the Mukhtar time. And then you can take that Mukhtar time right up till one third. So which means if there's going to be a bigger Jamaat later, then you do it later. You understand? But up till one third. After one third, then we go into permissible time till half of the night. And after half the night, you go into makruh time, right? Right. وعنها قالت كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يصلي الصبح فتنصرف النساء متلفعات بمروتهن ما يعرفن من الغلس متفق عليه. Narrated from Aisha radiallahu anha said that the Nabi Karim would recite the Fajr Salah. Then the women would turn around, wrapped up in their shawls. They would not be recognized because of the darkness. In other words, they used to read. Remember, I told you they used to read in awal waqt, the Fajr, because Sahaba Ikram would be up for tahajjud. And in fact, a whole night they would be up. So you read your Fajr quickly so you can retire. You understand it? وأن قتادة رجل عن أنس رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وزيد بن ثابت تسحرا فلما فرغا من سحورهما قام النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى الصلاة فصلى فقلنا لأنس كم كان بين فراغهما من سحورهما ودخولهما في الصلاة قال قدر ما يقرأ الرجل 50 آية رواه البخاري. From Anas radiallahu anhu, Nabi Karim and Zaid ibn Sabit made seher. Then when they had completed from the seher, Nabi Karim stood up for salah and then he recited Fajr. So we said to Anas radiallahu anhu, how much time was there between them finishing from the seher and them entering in the salah? So he said the amount of that which a person can read 50 ayahs. So the ulama mentioned here now, there's 50 ayats that's mentioned here now. That was a time difference, right? So you say we cannot follow this here because Nabi Karim knew exactly the time. He was informed via wahi what the time was. So he knew exactly when the time of Shareef finishes and when the time of Fajr comes in. You understand it? And he's also ma'asum anil khata. You understand it? And therefore, he wouldn't make a mistake there. So we can't just work on it. We have to work on a real sehri. Okay, leave it till there.